Well, folks, got a special guest on the phone with us right now. We got Wayne Nelson of the Little River Band. How you doing, Wayne?
I'm doing great, Bill. Good to talk to you.
Good talking to you. Now, a lot of folks, and I, may not be that familiar with the Little River Band. A lot of them are. I realize that. You guys have been together off and on for how long now?
We're in our 41st year, so covering 4 decades.
Right. Well, I tell you, that's longevity right there, I'll tell you, in this day and time especially.
It is, and when you say some people don't know the band, it's absolutely true. They know the music, but given FM radio back in the 70s when it started, there were so many songs being played that weren't back announced. There's a lot of bands with a lot of music that got kind of lost in the mix, but every single night we play, and I'm not exaggerating, I mean it, every night, somebody says or points, or you can tell that they're saying to each other, I forgot that one, forgot they did that one, oh my gosh, I know that one too, and it's kind of an amazing thing, because we've had 11 top 10 singles, and so people know the music, they've heard it somewhere, maybe even in the background, and as the show goes on, that kind of momentum builds, and they realize this band's been around for over 40 years.
Yeah, man, that's like I say, a long time now. I've noticed something. A lot of the groups that have been around quite a while are making, I guess you'd say, a resurgence. I know your band is, and I happened to be lucky enough to catch Three Dog Night back a few months ago, and it's amazing. Of course, we had. The guy that performed, the last guy at the Georgia Mountain Fair, where you're going to be performing Saturday night, was Chubby Checker. He was up there a couple of weeks ago. So a lot of folks remember the old songs, and I think you'll, like you say, people have said, I've done that with all kind of, country music and rock music, and sit there and think, I remember that song, and it brings back a lot of memories.
Exactly right. And there was a style of music and an effort to be melodic and tell a story and so on and so forth that seems to have kind of gone by the wayside. It's still out there, but a lot of bands they're angry. Their music is angry and aggressive, and I think that the style of rock and roll and pop music that was being played 60s and 70s and 80s is something that people are gravitating to or never gravitated away from, if you know what I mean. We have families come and bring in their kids that have a lot of our music as their favorite songs, being played in the car, being played at the house. So that kind of melodic structure and storytelling from songs from back then is very popular and is sought after for shows, especially if a band's able to do a live show and represent the music well, physically able to do it well. Right. We've worked with Three Dog Night a bunch of times. Great songs, and those were my heroes when I was learning how to play and write songs. So the same thing happens to us as does to other people that are hearing it on the radio.
Right. I can relate to a lot of that. I know you have been with the group now, what, 37 years?
37 years, yep.
Yeah. So you've been around. You've seen a lot of changes, I guess, in the music itself, not necessarily with Little River Band, but music in general. I myself am not a big fan of rap at all. I'll be honest with you. And it's refreshing to hear a group come along that can actually sing.
Well, and that's part of the it's part of the magic of that music, and it's part of the power of our live show right now. All 5 of us sing. The vocals are strong. They're right out front like they're supposed to be for Little River Band, and that is a physical job, if you will. It's a physical, athletic effort that we all stay in shape to do and take very seriously. But big vocal bands are few and far between right now. You find more in country than you do in pop, like Little Big Town and Rascal Flatts and so on and so forth. So vocals are held in high regard in and around Nashville, and I'm lucky to have 3 Nashville players and singers in Little River Band right now. So
right. Yeah.
Those 2 things go hand in hand.
Right. I was reading in some of the press releases that you sent me that basically a lot of the band is based in Nashville, aren't they?
It's
Or
three of
live
the
there?
band members, actually four of the band members, and the crew and the bus. Nashville's our hub. I married a Nashville girl, so it became a natural place for us to gravitate to. Even our still lone Australian member of the band lives in Nashville as well. So it's a great city to be in for all of the musical reasons. And it's just a cool place. So I'm the lone guy, though. I live in Florida.
All right. You mentioned something there that I had intended to mention earlier. The band originally came from Australia, right?
That's correct.
That's
Started and formed in Australia, and it was a combination of singers that had been in other Australian bands, successful bands.
Okay.
So way back in '75, you would almost call it the first Australian supergroup, if you will.
Right.
Focused on American radio, good songwriters and singers, and as the progression of the band moved through the normal years, they were adamant about living in Australia. So the travel to get around the world, they set their focus on America, but then having to travel to America to follow up that success got harder and harder. And as our charting and sales, whatever, started to fall off, that became harder than it was worth for them, and they started to fall off one by one, and the band passed on into different hands, and I was the lone American in the band, so it kind of fell in my lap.
Right. Okay, I know. The name Little River Band will be familiar to folks after they see you Saturday night in to Georgia Mountain Fair. Like I say, they've had a lot of great groups there, and like we talked, it brings back a lot of memories when they start listening to the music. It makes people feel. I think it makes people feel good, I guess is the way to put it.
Well, there's no question. The way I describe it, because the show is strong and the songs are, timeless to a lot of people. I just call it an interactive scrapbook. As we're going, you see people turning the page and going, wedding, prom, hard times with losing a family member and relating to cool change, and we've got military people that love Help Us On Its Way and come up and tell us that our greatest hits got them through
Right.
literally being at war. A lot of great memories, and you just see people light up as the show goes on. It's really it's an honor to be able to present that kind of show.
Right. Now I know you've got a song now called "Lost and Lonely" that deals with the veterans and fighting men and women.
And it actually it turned out that the lyric turned out to be an honor more to the people who make that choice when they're young. That's a big choice, that affects your family. You're 18, you're 19, and you're fresh out of high school, and you're looking at what's going to become of your life, and you make that choice to step into the military. That's a huge choice, and it needs to be honored. And then they, of course, turn into veterans later on that are, guarding the front door. And we can't say enough about it. If it weren't for them doing what they do, we wouldn't be able to do what we do. So it's a heartfelt tribute to them every night we play.
Right, fantastic. Now, I know, changing the subject, I'm going to shift gears a little bit here. I know the band has just won some awards. I know you won one in Las Vegas. Tell me about that.
Yeah, we were presented the award in Las Vegas, but it was actually an organization that polls audiences and and casino venues around the world, and looks for who were the strongest acts in terms of their appeal, how the crowds felt, what the venue felt when they came in and after they left. And we were notified we were in the top three, and so we went out to the awards ceremony, and lo and behold, we won.
I'm sure you beat out some stiff competition for that.
Well, we did. As a matter of fact, it was another Australian, Olivia Newton-John, was up for the for the award as well, and piano player, country piano player. His name's escaping me.
I understand. I have that problem myself.
Boy, oh boy, that's kind of embarrassing. But in the past, literally, Guns N' Roses has been up for the award. Journey, Kool and the Gang, et cetera, et cetera. So it's real good company, good acts, and and we were fortunate enough to win that one. So very, very proud of the acknowledgement that the show is strong, and the venues are reacting strongly to it. As we're on our way out the door.
Right, that's great. Well, Saturday night, July 2nd, which is my birthday, by the way, just happens to be, you're going to be up at Georgia Mountain Fair at Hiawassee. This is not your first time there, though, is it? Y'all been here before, I think.
No, we were there a few years ago, yeah, and some of the people are saying, great venue, looking forward to it, and by the way, happy birthday.
Thank you, I appreciate that. At my age, you begin, I'll be 69, I'll admit to it. But every day's a gift. It seems like
that is the truth. I think you probably deserve to stop counting after this year.
I think I probably will stop. After this year and start going the other way. But
like a reverse mortgage, you get to go backwards. That's
right. Mm-hmm. I'll start reversing. That's a good idea. Wayne, I appreciate you taking time to talk with us, and I know folks are looking forward to the show. We're going to give away a couple of tickets here to the show in very, very shortly. And right now, I'm going to play that song, The Lost and Lonely. I've listened to it, and I've listened to I'm an Island and some of your other stuff, and, you still, as the old saying goes, you still got it.
Thank you very much. I appreciate
welcome.
that. Appreciate that endorsement. And, yeah, please play Lost and Lonely. It's a great song. Strong performance, and we're very proud of it. So that'll be an honor. Thank you.
All right. Thank you, Wayne.
Take care, Bill.
All right. Thank you, buddy. I appreciate that.